Rakesh Maria said he would not let this case turn into another Arushi. But because of the actions of the Fadnavis government, that is exactly what's happening. Joining us now is M.N. Singh, former Commissioner of Mumbai Police. Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for joining us. Do you think it's okay for the Maharashtra government to have first said that Rakesh Maria will continue to supervise this case and suddenly hand it over to the CBI? What's the message the Home Ministry in Maharashtra is sending?
Well, Rahul, let me make it very clear that the whole issue has been very badly handled by the Maharashtra government. And by now you find that the government has tied itself in knots. And to cover up one mistake, they go on making mistakes after mistakes. I will tell you, the first mistake was to transfer Rakesh Maria when he was in the midst of investigation, and the investigation was at a very crucial stage. Changing horses midstream, you see the result. Then to cover that up, when the public outcry was there, the government announced that he will continue to supervise the investigation as DG Home Guards, when he will have no locus standi in the law to supervise the investigation. That is the second mistake. And then third mistake, when they realized that Ahmed Javed was a close friend of Peter Mukherjee and Indrani Mukherjee, they have hurriedly transferred the case to the CBI. Well, the government has taken this step of transferring the case to the CBI, not in the interest of the case itself, but more because it wants to save itself of the embarrassment for the mistakes that it made from the beginning till the end.
Do you think that the action has sent a very wrong message to the Mumbai police? Because they've investigated complex terror cases, they've investigated big Hawala transactions, they've also investigated match-fixing cases, and suddenly they're told that what Rakesh Maria claims was a simple case of murder cannot be investigated with them, which is why they have to transfer it to the CBI?
Well, I have no problem with the case going to the CBI, but the circumstances under which the case has been transferred to the CBI speaks volumes about why the case has been transferred. We all knew from the beginning that there was a financial angle to this whole case, and the dealings, financial trail had to be investigated. Rakesh Maria had already written to the Enforcement Directorate in the Income Tax Department to investigate that case. He had also asked his own EOW to investigate this aspect. That was going on apace. There was no problem with that, but that's not the reason why the case has been given to the CBI. The case has been given to the CBI because the government now has tied itself in the knots and it wants to save itself of the embarrassment. The government is yet to make it clear as to why in the first place did they transfer Rakesh Maria. That reason is yet to be, you got to take the people into confidence, and in the process they have ruined the reputation of two very good police officers, Rakesh Maria and Ahmed Javed.
Do you think this reflects lack of experience on the part of the new Chief Minister of Maharashtra? The fact that Fadnavis hasn't been in government before this, let alone being a Chief Minister. And do you think this is reflecting very poorly, because the Maharashtra government is coming out looking terribly silly?
Let me tell you, I don't want to make a personalized comment on the Chief Minister, but the entire government, which includes the Chief Minister and the bureaucracy and the police top leadership, it doesn't speak well of any one of them who constitute the government. Now, I would only say that this handling of this whole issue has been most inept, and it has never happened in the past that they would come into this kind of a problem. Now today the people do not know what was the reason why Rakesh Maria was transferred, whether he was wrong, he was guilty. If he was guilty, why should the government give the case to him for supervision as DG Home Guards? So obviously he did no mistakes. Now why did they post Ahmed Javed? If Rakesh Maria was to be promoted, then why bring another DG rank officer?
Well,
there are so many
contradictions,
are also there.
so many mistakes, procedural lapses. The Fadnavis government is really making a mess of this. The more they say this won't be another Arushi, the more this is turning out to be as bungled a case as the Arushi murder mystery. You've spoken with passion. You've hit out at the government. Mr. M.N. Singh, for joining me on the newsroom tonight. Thank you very much, sir.